Bumblebee is trash. Bumblebee is trash. That is the trashiest.
Ice Age.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're keeping it icy just like me. Today I'm gonna be talking about my thoughts on Rwby Rwby Volumes 1 through 6 in preparation for watching Volume 7. So and like I'm gonna be talking about certain ships and stuff like Bumblebee. Is Adam overrated, underrated, whatever, and stuff like that. And also gonna talk about the animation or you know or what I like, or what I don't like. So that's basically this video. It's not like a strict recap. It's just I'm just doing this because I think it'll be a good idea to um, let y'all know where I'm coming from and my feelings on things, even if they don't like arise to the video. Just so y'all know or y'all understand me. Sorry about any background noise if there is some, but make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, yada yada yada, notification bell, all that good stuff. But let's get into this. Okay, and I'm just gonna say I'm definitely gonna be all over the place with this video because I'm not like no super professional speaker or reviewer or whatever. I'm just gonna say what comes to my mind. I did a little mental preparing about mental notes, but as soon as I start talking or as soon as I turn the camera on, all that stuff goes to the wind. But so this is gonna be all over the place. You may be thinking from the title or from what I plan on putting in the title, you may be thinking, wow, is this guy like a Bumblebee hater? Is he just gonna trash Bumblebee? Is he an Adam fanboy? Well, guess what? If that's what you expected me to come in here and trash Bumblebee, or be like Adam's like, oh, Adam's the wasted character. How could they do him like that? That's exactly right, because Bumblebee is trash. Bumblebee is trash. That is the trashiest, one of the trashiest ships in all anime cartoon history. I'm sorry, it just is. And it's 2020, so they some snowflakes finna come for me, because not being a fan of a ship that happens to be Lesbo in 2020, that's like a no can do or whatever. But I mean, like, the ship is trash. Blake can have a pee. That ship is trash. Like, uh, and like but and when it comes to the Adam stuff, everybody's a fan of somebody. Somebody. I feel like that's just an excuse that people say, and most of y'all that hate them are like Bumblebee fanboys or fangirls, or you're a fan of somebody. Like you might be like a Cinder fangirl, so somebody's a fan of somebody. I'm not gonna let it. I'm not letting it overcloud my judgment. I'm gonna offer reasonable criticism, I think. But if you're someone that can't take that or doesn't want to hear that, then I mean you can skedaddle, because it's not like I'm gonna like read the comment section and be like, oh no, and like take the video down or change my opinion. Bumblebee is trash, and they wasted Adam. They sewered this character. Uh, but so I'm gonna have a lot of negative talk in this video. It is what it is. I'm a realist. I try to be positive about what is positive, but I'm going to talk about the negatives too. But I'm not even going to start there with all that stuff. I don't know. I don't know where this video is going, but I might also talk about if I get to it or if I remember, I might talk about my favorite characters or my favorite semblance, yada yada yada, or whatever. But but let's just start at um. I'm just gonna start with like the animation. Obviously, like I feel like the peak of Rwby itself was was um was volume 3. Volume 3 was the peak of Rwby because it got a little bit up in like the animation, as in like the graphics, like the clarity, like the pixel density. They didn't have the little black people in the background, no racial, the blacked out people in the background and all that. But it still had that Monty flair and stuff with the animation. That was just the dopest time, man. It's like a uniqueness. It's like a uniqueness that when Monty was in the picture, that the animation had. And I know some people saying like he still had leftovers and stuff, but it just did, like the fights just haven't really been the same since then. But I would say season 6 minus episode 12, I think, when Adam died, whatever episode that Adam died, and he like those couple episodes were like, don't get me wrong, the animation was beautiful, but that was like the most trash episode ever out of the out of all 6 seasons. Those That was the trashiest episode ever to me. But other than that, like season 6 has been, it still isn't quite there, but it has been bringing it up. You know, they've been having some, like they still had some good moments and some good unique moments, and they've been bringing it up. But obviously, it still isn't quite on that level of like seasons 1, 2, and 3, and and also based on what the story was, like I kind of understand it, or well, I'm not wouldn't say understand it, but like I know they have reasons for the story going certain places, like they was basically split up for all of season 4 and didn't really get back to completely together until the end of season 5. It was basically two seasons. They were split up, and it was kind of like kind of like a little. Well, I don't want to say fillerish because there's no stuff to it. But it's kind of like there was a lot of downtime, and I don't mind downtime or conversation and world building. Like honestly, but it just wasn't. It wasn't that enthralling. You were needing something more, or you were needing better action or more action, and it felt like a lot of it was just them keeping to themselves and dealing with depression, yada yada yada, all of that. I understand it to an extent, but I feel like it kind of dragged on, and it wasn't really like executed that well. And like season 4, but I do kind of like how basically Team Ranger or whatever, like season. I do like how they did with Rwby joining what remains of John's team. But like a lot of the finales, like I know Grimm is like basically their way to have the most filler bad guy. Well, not filler, but you know what I mean. Most like pawns or most like throwaway bad guys ever. Like they can have as much Grimm as possible, but then when you get to making the Grimm like like the highlight fight of, like the season, and someone me, like, just let's throw this out here. Like, some of my biggest pet peeves in anime, I mean, I have more. I've had probably like 4 or 5, but that is, I know it's unique to me, so this is just me. But, for me, like, when you have unintelligent characters, characters that can't talk, and gigantic characters, which, because they can't do like the super fast back and forth thing, like that, you know, well, some unintelligent characters can do that, but I'm saying, like, just for the gigantic part, they usually don't do the super fast back and forth thing. So that's like giant fights. So that's part of why I haven't watched Attack on Titan yet, because it's like built on and it's like built on like the stuff that I usually hate or usually not a big fan of in anime, but yet I'm still somehow compelled to kind of want to watch it. But I kind of want to wait till season 4 is over, but that'll probably take forever. I might just go ahead and watch the seasons, but that's if I have time or if I get through. Like, My Hero season 4 takes priority, Hunter takes priority, and Rwby takes priority. Also, I finished Tower of God, but I haven't uploaded all the episodes. And I finished episode 2 of God of High School. So there's a lot of other stuff that takes priority over Attack on Titan. But I'm getting off center. But I'm saying, like, I'm just basically saying, like, finishing the season with like Rim or whatever kind of makes for like a lackluster finale, like some random Grim. I know it was like the one that killed like his Ren's family or whatever. I don't know. It just still it felt lackluster to me. I know it's not completely random, but like if something feels lackluster to me, I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna keep it. I'm not gonna I'm not just gonna try to switch my opinion to like completely praise the show or be like Rwby can do no wrong. And the whole thing, um, well, I have something to say about season 5 and directions that's turning, but that really gets into the whole Adam stuff. But so I'll come back to that because I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go ahead. Talk about Bumblebee or whatever, and then I'm gonna talk about why I feel like they wasted Adam and they started sewering his character. And then, so I'm just gonna talk about Bumblebee or whatever, and why I feel like they wasted Adam and started suing his character. They definitely sued his character. Season 6 would feel like it started more like season 5 and 4. That I would say 5 was like the prime of his sewering, like when like they really started to sewering him. But the thing about Bumblebee is like I feel like have like they doing like they're shoehorning it in there, and they're just like kind of like they just kind of it feels forced. Come on, guys, like you can't you can't tell me. Well, actually, you can. You might not feel as forced, but it feels forced to me, and like and just because they force or shoehorn it in as much as possible, um, doesn't doesn't mean it wasn't forced or shoehorned in. Because people probably be like, "What? They've been doing this since season this or this or the blah blah blah." But I don't know. I feel like it didn't smooth into it. They just made a hard right turn, and I feel like I ship like Sun and Blake. I feel like that's a much better ship, and it makes much more sense. And they put like, cause like it's like these people like, oh, they do this. I'm like, that's not, that doesn't mean it's not forced. Like, just because they force, the more you force something doesn't necessarily mean it's less force. Like, the longer you've been forcing something or shoehorn it in, like, as much homoerotic stuff they can possibly do without kissing, which is like, man, at least have some balls or confirm that. Because until they kiss, like, I'm still shipping Sun and Blake. You know what I'm saying? So they can they can do what they want. But I mean, if John's sister got a wife, like, why, like, you know what I'm saying? If John's sister has, if they can have John's sister do that, then why they gotta do like homoerotic waves around the thing? It's like they're trying to nonchalantly force it. Like, it's cringe. It's like it's like they're trying to push it without looking like they're pushing it. It's the essential when a guy goes on a date with a girl in a movie theater and like he yawns before he puts his arm around her. That's essentially what they're doing. Like, can't just you can't just put put his arm around her or be real about it, or you know and it's just cringe. It just doesn't mesh well. And I feel like they probably just heard, and and let's be real, this is not like no on TV show. They could do whatever they want, and so they're just they're just doing it without trying to without trying to be direct. It's like when someone is stealing something with in front of your face, but like they're trying to scoot out about it. That's essentially like they're trying to like you're stealing something, but they're trying to slowly move with it. That's essentially what it feels like for me. So if you don't like that, I don't care. But let me saying, like, it's cringe, whatever. It's weird. Like, it feels like Nang has a bigger attachment to Blake than her sister. Like, it's also weird on Ruby's part. Because I'm like, no matter how good friends or relationship or whatever you get with somebody, like, you'd probably call out your sister first, or be more concerned about your sister. Like, when they did the whole little genie thing or whatever, to see the backstory on Ozpin or whatever in Salem, like, like they all like Ruby calling out to Weiss and vice versa. Yang calling out to Blake. Like, I could see Weiss and Blake calling out to Ruby and Yang first, but that's like, really, like, you if it is that, if they do really like each other in that way, like, you telling me you that wrapped up in there? I'm not sure how exact. I'm not sure about the exact length of how long the show has been. I feel like it only be like a couple years max. This show's been going on, but I mean, like, you that wrapped, but it might, but like somebody, but you telling me you that wrapped up in the box that, like, you calling, like, instead of calling out your sister's name first that you was raised with, or you so close to, you weren't jealous at all when she was declared the leader of your team, and not only that, the team is basically her name. You telling me you're that close to your sister, but but you're gonna yell her Blake's name first? They're kind of stupid. And basically, to me, like, I don't know, whatever, like, what is it called? Snowflake, dandruff, like, I don't know what, black rose, like, whatever. like the Ruby and White ship name is. That make more sense to me than Bumblebee. I feel like they're just like Miles or Carrie or whatever Luna, whatever those other people, other than the other writers are. They're just putting it in there for like fan service or fan satisfaction. So, so yeah, that's that. And I feel like, son, well, this might drift over to Adam and stuff, but like, I definitely ship Son. I feel like they had way better chemistry until they purposely tried to try to destroy it or try to give it this friendly vibe, just so they could. I know Son goes to another school, yada yada. He could have dropped. He still could have. That doesn't mean nothing in anime because you could have still at least gave him a kiss. Like I believe they zoomed out and she gave him a kiss on the cheek when he left in season 6. Like they couldn't even have him kissing the lips because they're trying to kind of like they kind of toe the line. They want to toe the line. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to super confirm Yang and Blake. She's in this dodecahedron. Love dodecahedron. Love rhombus, but like Ilya isn't even really in there. Like she already took the L. Like and like Son is like losing like the whatever round he's in. But they're you can see the writing that they trying to low key friend zone him. Like you could at least gave him a kiss or something. And like I feel like they had way better chemistry. I feel like they could created way better balance. And I'm gonna keep it 1,000. This is gonna go into my Adam argument, but I'm just gonna say it right here that like any caring for Son and Blake that I have, and I can argue that the fan base has built, but obviously you might not feel like that. But I feel like most of it comes from this White Fang stuff, which is probably now gonna die out now that Adam's done, and Son's gone until however I don't know if he's gonna show up this season. I don't even remember if he's in the opening because I watched the opening like a million times, but I've never even watched episode 1. But but I feel like Son and Adam is like most of Blake's Adam backstory and development, and Son most of Blake's his development. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's most of her backstory, or the attachment we've built to her as a character, and they had such good chemistry. They had the whole White Fang stuff, where he wants to see the White Fang go down or turn around to you. And like he's one of my favorite characters. He might be my favorite character. I know he's not shown that much, but gunchucks are lit. And but everything about him is pretty much cool. Like but but like chemistry going away. Like he literally, well, okay, both Son and Adam are stalkers, but like Son stalked her for good reasons, but like and to help her, like he's gone. He's met her parents. You know what I'm saying? He had the little thing where like the dad not liking him, but then turning around and liking him, improving himself, and even the mom's like, I like him. Like all these little flirty vibes and connections, and him being there for her backstory and all this White Fang stuff, which Yang largely wasn't a part of. It's the same way they kind of like shoehorned him into season 6 just to kill him off. It's like they kind of like shoehorned like the connection between Yang and Blake, because I feel like that's like most of her story or most of her character development and backstory. It's all the White Fang stuff between Son and Adam, and then Yang's just there. Yang got her arm cut off. I feel like by the man. So, and I guess that's what they use. That's what they basically use to attach her to Blake. Like your crazy ex boyfriend cut my arm off. We're friends. We're on the same team. So therefore, I'm a better match, and I should be more attached to you than Sun, because it's 2020. So, and this is a female. You can see this a largely female centered show. Which I don't really mind, because it's not like it doesn't have as much level Bumblebee is cringe. That's where the cringe come in, but it doesn't have much cringe as most female centered shows and movies like Birds of Prey. That's probably one of the cringiest female centered movie ever. Uh, but I'm just saying it's a largely female centered show with like the four maidens, like four girls. You know what I'm saying? Four girls. Four girls are the main characters. I'm just saying. I know Ronzi had a problem with it. I know Monty had a part in this, and the other writers had a part in it. I don't even really have that much of a problem. I'm just keeping it 1,000. It's a female centered show. Four female main characters. The four maidens which can only be girls, are the ones that can have real superpowers. Only girls can do it, and the main villain seemingly is like an unkillable female. So I'm not saying this because I have a problem with it, because they do this stuff. Oh yeah, and not to mention John, like the weakling is like a dude, like he's like the main weakling. So I'm not saying this because I have a problem with it. I'm just saying that in today's society, like you're gonna have a strong female show, strong female cast, like strong female character. They can't, well, they don't even really want them to be independent, but like they gotta either be independent at at least, or they gotta be lesbian. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like at least, like they can't have no dude like 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 this semi emo, you know, darker side. Well, not dark like black, but it's like she's more reserved and calm, and I'm not really into the too cool for school characters anyway. But her with Sun made her tolerable, or made her likable. But they were like, oh, ew, the fandom like, ew, ew, her with a dude. Ew, you know what I'm saying? That's what I feel about it. And I feel like half the reason why y'all ship Bumblebee is because they're lesbians, and y'all think that's cool, or it helps your little heart. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's basically my thoughts on that. This video is kind of long, but it might end up being like an hour, sadly. But I'm going to continue because I still haven't hit my last main point, or last main talking point, which is Adam, and you guys know I'm free balling anyway. I sound like a nudist, free balling, the naked man. Okay, but I feel like yeah, there is a little fan in me, but everybody's, I'm saying, a fan is something. But honestly, I would have complete fan, the biased side of me would say, well, I knew eventually he was gonna have to die. Who's he gonna have to defeat it? more so die. You know, like if this was One Piece, he would probably just get thrown in jail or something. But this is Rwby, so he gotta die. But I would have rather anything. I would have rather he just jump like him fell into the water, but he survived when or like he jumped in the water and escaped again or something like that. And then the way they ended him. But like the logical side of me, what I'm logically saying is like, well, the reason why they set him up to do all this or got rid of him, yeah, his character was dead. Yeah, his character became trash, but you sued him definitely at season 5. But the logical side of me is like they could have put, at the very least, they could have put a bow around. They could have like with a couple sentences or a change in sentences could actually made his death way better or the moment more climactic because it was one of the most disappointing deaths ever or lackluster like okay he's dead now or like he was at some point he was at the same level of importance as Cinder. Or I would still say he was up until like season 6 after he just became this stalker guy. Like you could have changed. I feel like you could have changed at the very least. You could have changed a few lines that he could have said at season 6, or you could have took something from that trash Hazel fight and all that so unbuttery. It was like so unsmooth. That fight at like what is it Haven, whatever that place was in season 5. Like you could have scrapped some of that and had Yang come outside or whatever and fight and defeat, kill, rob, arrest. Rob or arrest. I wouldn't even mind if he died. Like just like but I don't even know if they had like the amped up enough. But he had already cut her arm off. But I don't even know if they had amped up enough to kill them right there. But I mean, like, I feel like killing or defeating him right there would have been the best or optimal time. Cause like, but what I'm saying is like for season 6, what they could have done like in um, this could have been like had could have shown a little bit more of like his involvement in the wife thing or clarified that and they could have been like I'm here like we would have made it clear like I'm here to kill you to gain back the respect of to gain back the respect of the White Fang like but literally all he did was slice up and they didn't even really show it. They just which it was kind of cool though. It was kind of cold how they just showed the sounds and him working through the people until he got to the throne. But they just showed him slice up a few White Fang members that like, oh, we don't trust you. That Belladonna girl, like, you know what I'm saying? You got manipulated by that Belladonna girl. Like they 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 could have showed him going like what isn't there more members of the White Fang? Doesn't he have much more people on his side? Because it looked like he only showed up with like 6 people, which were somehow after him yelling at him that convinced him to start killing and shooting at their family again, which is pretty stupid. Like it's like you showed up with like 6 people, or at least only shown like 6 people or a few people when he had arrived to the school or whatever in season 5. I think it's Haven. I might be getting them mixed up, but it's definitely not Beacon. Beacon is Ruby School. I get Haven, Mister. I get all the stuff mixed up, but you know what I'm saying they they could have showed more of that, or could have made his place in it clear. Like did what's happening? Did he just completely leave the White Fang? What's the point of him coming back, or what's the point of him like sitting on that throne? Then like I thought you were claiming the White Fang. What happened to your people? You had people. Your people just gone now. So that's what I'm thinking. That's what I think is trash. Like they most definitely could have just added or shown him a little bit more. All they do is show quick flashes of him following her on that train earlier, and now he basically made him like emo stalker ex boyfriend. They could have literally been like, I gotta kill you, or I gotta take you out to reclaim the respect of the White Fang, and um, and why don't you just behave? It's like, ooh, so cringy and so rapey, so emo stalker ex boyfriend, or like, and like he just like he can just see the pseudo lesbo connection between Yang and Blake is so like, oh, I'll get you too, Yang. Like, when did Yang even say his name to her? Like, when did he care about Yang that much? Like, you know what I'm saying? Isn't this just some chick that you sliced her arm off when she tried to attack you? You know what I'm saying? That's how they could have put a bow on it for season 6, but season 5 they could have just handled. I basically already said that they could have just handled that, but instead they had him cower off into to the flipping woods and stuff. Like that was so lame. He only had 6 people there to you. Like that was really put a dampening on his character. And for the people saying like, yes, I know he's selfish or sort of demented, but either way, it's bad writing. And there are multiple paths we can take with writing. For the people saying that want to just defend Rwby to, its utmost course, like, bruh, are you stupid? You're just a fanboy, or this is what it was leading to the whole time, or Adam was selfish. Like, bro, I know Adam is the trash or not good person. Like, all villains aren't good people, but like, you definitely could have used his selfishness more so for the White Fang, or at least put a bow around him wanting to kill Blake better, because whether this was the intention or not, or whether this was leading to or not, there are multiple paths you can take with writing. I can see the writing, and it's cringe. Like, he was like that cool of a character, like none of the bro, the villains. What villain compared to him in design or or um or in design, his semblance was pretty cool. I don't know if it's like the most, well, it's not the most like complicated semblance. It's a simple semblance. But when he does that red, or when the screen goes black and red, and when he lets off those waves, it just looks so cool. He has a flipping sword. People with swords and samurai swords and ninja swords, you got a sword, you're automatically cool. And like, he had such a great design. He went from like basically this bad anus terrorist to emo ex-boyfriend. Like, you definitely could have put a bow around that better, or it would have made it 10 times more satisfying. You know what I'm saying? They could have prolonged this story, but honestly, I can't see too much about prolonging the story in the White Fang. I still say that would be better than this, but but my main argument is that if you had to kill him, which you had to, but you only had to kill him because you sued him in season 5 so much, or you made like all the White Fang stuff worthless, which is like pretty much all of Blake's personality and backstory, or reason for even caring about Blake. Like, I would with all that stuff, without y'all can talk about how many times Adam showed up, whatever, yada yada, all this boo clap. But he made impacts when he showed up. I'm also they made that character short for nothing. Like, they did that just because they knew he was gonna die, but it kind of made it worse. Like, I count the character story, I count what we seen in the trailer, count everything from season 1 through 6, but season 6 barely, because like he just showed up to die, like Creepy Starker wait for her to be alone. Like, you really want, but you had to run away from her in season 5. Either way, no matter way you slice it, even if this was the writing or this was intent, it's bad writing because it's cringe. But even like you reduced him. I don't care if this was Monty playing. All we gotta say is this turn happened after Monty left the picture. R.I.P. But I don't care if this was Monty playing from the get go. And I know they said he had. It was a cool fight. Don't get me wrong. That was some dope animation on the fight. Not completely the Monty flair, but a few of the scenes they said Monty had leftover schematics or animations, whatever, blah blah. You know what I mean. I don't care if this is Monty playing from episode 1. That was a cringe way, and it's such lackluster way. Like you took all the umph out of it, way to kill the guy, and like reduced him to a creep. It's like if you turned Doflamingo into some type of like rapist predator, and then you had like Zorro like just stick a sword in him and he died. And like the end, like after everything we've seen with Doflamingo from his introduction to Dressrosa. That's what that feels. That's what that feels like. So that's why I say it's cringe for me. And they definitely could have prolonged him, but I really can't see how much they prolonged him. It seemed like the White Fang stuff is over. Or like what happened to flipping all the soldiers. So like you definitely, at the least, you could have killed him better. You could have wrapped the bow around it better and not made him the emo stalker ex-boyfriend. And I feel like that's the main reason why like Bumblebee fans like that or fans of that, because it's kind of like, oh, look, this is my new man's or my new woman's, and we're together, we're holding hands, we're doing like the dog and wolf kiss, we're doing like the hentai yaoi, you know, put our heads together, or we're together now, because people say, oh, what's forcing it? Like, it's cringe. You don't need to be like full on making out to be forcing something. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. If you don't like what I had to say, I don't care. But I feel like I don't feel like I feel like I'm not. I'm not gonna lie. I'm definitely leaving out something or details I wanted to say about the Adam stuff, but he definitely was the best villain. No villain compared to him until they sued him. Like, don't say Salem just because he's the main villain, because like a little cliche, or I don't know. Like none of them make Cinder's kind of bratty. Like who like. Well, I like Tyrion, but he's kind of nuts. But like Hazel is lame. Like he's just a guy mad that his sister died or whatever. Like he's basically like a Loki, the Hulk. Like Neo, no. I'm not really a fan of people that don't talk, but I'm not gonna lie. She does have some cool fighting and techniques, and she's my main on Blaze Blue Cross battle. So I feel like if she talked, even though her not talking is part of her character, I know, but that's just one of my pet peeves. So that makes me rank her lower. But she is my main on like Blaze Blue Cross tag battle. Her and like Naoto or whatever, the guy from Blaze Blue with the blood powers. I use them to like mess my brother up. But but nobody compared to us as cool as him. Like all these like take every single Grim out of the equation. No, like, cause they're basically just basic monster level fights. But that's it on all the Adam and Bumblebee stuff. But I'm just saying. In conclusion, they wasted Adam's character, or they killed him off wrong, and Bumblebee is trash. But there are. But I I do think like seasons out of season 4 through 6, overall, minus the Adam stuff, season 6 was the closest return to form. It had some really good action. It had some really creative action, but it's just it's just not there. Like it's just not the same as like season 8 episode 1. Um, Weiss making the this video really is about to be an hour because I'm about to talk about some other stuff. Like it's just not the same as season see, see, season 1 episode 8. Weiss making all those glyphs or whatever. Rwby running up them and chopping off that bird's head the way she did. Like it's not. No, it's just not animated as well or as interesting. And they tried to. That was pretty cool with the maiden fight between Raven and blah blah blah. I don't know, but I'm just going to talk about some of the stuff I do like or my favorite character is. Like, you know, I don't even like. Well, tier out of villains like I don't know Cinder's kind of cool, like I guess, but she's kind of like bratty. Like you named yourself Cinderfall. I don't know. Like, Raven's not a villain. No, Raven's pretty cool though. Well, she's a horrible mother though. She's definitely a horrible mother, and not in the comedic Goku. I'm a horrible father way, but I want to see that Dr. Watts guy fight. Like, can he fight? Like the only like who is like Emerald and Mercury are cool. That sucks that he ain't got no semblance since his dad is All For One basically, and then he killed All For One. But but okay, I just really like I just really want to see Tyrion fight with that metallic scorpion tail now. That thing looks dope. Like like I'm gonna keep 1,000. Like all the Neo would be cool if you talked. I know that's part of her character. I know she's mute. I know that's. I'm just saying it's just me. It's a personal pet peeve of me. So I'll give her points. But low key, I only really like Salem. Like meh. Hazel, meh. He's basically an Incredible Hulk. You know what I'm saying? Like most of these villains, I don't care about. Like John. So let's just see. Like what's the difference between like the character and like their fighting style, or like saying they're a good fighter? Like some people are like good fighters, but like their character itself is meh. But some people are meh both ways. Like you know what I'm saying? Hazel is like, oh, you killed my sister Osmond by letting her go on a mission. Meh. Or, oh, I'm basically Incredible Hulk. I shoved dust into my arms. Meh. You know what I'm saying? The only one I would really want to see Dr. White's fight, Dr. Watts fight, and I just want to see Tyrion fight some more. But as for good guys, I don't even like. I feel like Sun. I feel like my top 4, maybe top 5. I'll think I know Sun without a doubt would be my favorite character if he was shown more. But my top 4 and maybe top 5. I'm gonna leave the top 5 on the end. Is well, I feel like honestly, I feel like my top 2 is like, but these are still interchangeable within the top 4. My top 2 is like Uncle Crow and Sun, and then I feel like they should have put him in the game at least. They didn't. Like they did not want to put. nobody that talks, so they can find a voice actor in Blaze Blue. That's why they picked Neo, because they know she don't talk at all, so they can just throw her in there. But I'm kind of glad they did, because she's my main now. But I would have rather seen Uncle Crow or something. But like my top people is like, you know, Uncle Crow, uh, Uncle Crow, Son, and Rwby. Even though Rwby has an annoying voice, come on, like I like her, but she got an annoying voice. Oh yeah, and they remember that food fight. I'm just saying that's another point of when like animation and the creativity is unmatched. But but Uncle Crow, Son, Rwby, Weiss, I feel like are my top four, and I would say like Uncle Crow and Son at the top, and then Rwby and Weiss at like 3 and 4 somewhere interchangeably, and then John and Yang is like the six, like under them, like cause John is very like Krillin supporty type character, but he is kind of funny. He does look like he got a dope hairstyle and a new whatever. But yeah, I really like Crow's scythe play. How he's like this drunk bad anus person. Um, he turns into a raven, which is not that useful, but it's okay. Um, uh, he has a bad luck semblance, which is like whatever. But I feel like he has a dope scythe, sword scythe that's also a gun, like everything is. And this man's son has gunchucks. Gunchucks. It's like a staff, 3-piece staff, gunchucks, and nunchucks. Like wow. And the way he uses them in battle so quickly in transitions. That's why I like, honestly, one of my favorite episodes or my favorite moments or battle is like which I feel is supremely underrated is Roman Tortrick versus Son and Blake. Like, whoa, my gosh, like they were going in. They were going in. It showed that Roman, even though he did now, he had some type of skill. He had some type of skill on him. Like he probably, obviously no match for probably like Cinder, but he got mating powers and stuff, and like a grim arm. But the way they did slow mo too with the gunshots, I just loved that so much, and I always look forward to whatever when I watch reactions, whatever moment that is. I don't know. And this video, and I'm basically just rambling on about stuff I like, so it's not really necessary anymore to talk. So I'm just gonna say like, I'm just gonna talk about one more thing. It's just like, oh yeah, Son has a cool semblance too. It's basically like an upgraded version of Blake's, except you can tell that it's not him. So she basically can fake you out. But I feel like I said again, like I'm not too that big of a fan of like the Yunos and the Sasuke's, even though I haven't finished those animes yet. So don't spoil, don't talk about that stuff. But I'm not really a fan of too cool for school persons. But I was a fan of her when she interacts with Son. So that's why I feel like Son and Adam make most of her character for me. So that's why I didn't put her in my top 5, 6, whatever. But I just want to talk about Weiss, because Weiss is so dope. She can use fire sometimes too, which is cool because she entertains the dust. But but she has, without a doubt, to me so far, like I don't know about her weapon, but it's kind of cool with the little revolving things. But the best semblance there is, like those, like I just love so much when other people when she give you other people use her glyphs. Like that's when it's best. Like I love the teamwork in this show, and I also want to see where the story's going. Oh man, I didn't talk about the light gods and the dark gods and all that. No, forget it. Now I'm just rambling, but just know that, I just love the people and stuff, like the summoning rhinos or the bees and knights and like ice. Ice is cooler than fire. You know what I'm saying? Pun intended. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just rambling and throwing stuff out there in preparation for me watching the episode. I might watch World of Remnants. I used to watch them, but it fell off. But I believe they stopped making them anyway at season 4, but volume 4, whatever. But just know, oh yeah, just know I might watch those. I'm not sure if I'll react to them. That would be quick content if I did more like one a day instead of just watching them all together. But also I forgot one of the most important things. I was talking about all this boot clap. It's almost an hour. Like, I know you can't see this, and it might be cut down because I don't really cut very much. So I'll probably end up cutting like 3 minutes max of footage. But it's been like almost an hour over me rambling on. But I forgot the most important thing about how Rwby will be handling the channel and why I'm prioritizing it over other stuff. Because I've heard, because one, it's shorter than most animes. Two, I've heard that you can get away with what posting the full episode with no filter or no cuts or nothing on YouTube. But then I heard some people had problems with it, or they called up, or they texted, or whatever, filed a claim, whatever, and then Rooster Teeth let them react. But these Rooster Teeth are the same people working with Death Battle, same people that copyright strikes and blocks videos that are essentially them using other people's work and using other people's characters. Like, ain't that crazy? Y'all so desperate to copyright and block death battles when it's all other people's characters, and they're heavily involved with them. That's why Weiss didn't get slaughtered. She just got defeated. so, I'm gonna try to. I'm willing to take out the intro, but I'm gonna try putting me watching the intro, even though I've already seen it a million times. In the I'm gonna try to put that into my reaction to episode 1 and try to do no cuts, no filter, no nothing. But if I do get copyright strikes, or copyright claim block, whatever the gist is, just know that's why you see the filter. And I'm not doing the extra like calling them up or texting them or filing a claim or appealing it. Like, I'm just gonna cut stuff out and I'm gonna put the filter in there over half the episodes. So, over the screen. So that's it. And I've been rambling on for an hour. This video is gonna might trigger some people. If the 10 people that watch it max, and 5 of them are gonna be me viewing it separate times. But I've rambled on enough, and that's the end of it. Stay icy.